In this video, I'm going to discuss medication management in residential assisted living settings. So if you're interested, make sure to stick around. What's going on, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. If you're new here, my name is Serg. Welcome to the channel. To all my reoccurring viewers, thank you so much for all the love and support that each and every single one of you have shown this channel. I greatly appreciate it. If you have not yet, feel free to go check out the God Made podcast on all streaming platforms, and feel free to check out Legion Assisted Living Academy and Legion Assisted Living Advisors in the links down below. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and actually jump into the topic of this video. Now, medication management is a very big deal when it comes to actually running your residential assisted living facility. Keep in mind that when you're doing medication management, it is very crucial and very important that your manager, or if you're the manager or the owner of the residential assisted living facility, is that you have all the proper orders from the doctors who will be actually supervising the care of each resident. Whether that doctor be an in-home doctor or it be the hospice doctor, whoever is in charge of the medications and giving orders for these medications, it's very important that each manager and each owner, whoever is managing the home, is aware of this and has all these orders in the patient's or the resident's chart. That way they know exactly what they're administering and which medications they're going to administer to each resident. And so having all those orders, it's very crucial. So when you actually need a medication or you're ready to give a medication, that order needs to be for that resident only, and a specific dosage and specific medication for whatever reason they're giving it. And so it's very crucial that you guys understand medication management in your facilities and also your staff, because when you go to chart for each medication, that's also very crucial. It's something that licensing is going to look probably the most closely at from everything in your facility. That's what they're going to actually look at the most and focus on the most. So you want to make sure that you actually really train your staff and train not only yourself, but have continued education on medication and making sure that those refills are done on time. And you want to be careful. You want to keep inventory of all the medications that are in your facility for each resident, because oftentimes if you're not keeping inventory of the medication, you just lose track, and it's very easy to actually lose track of when you have to do those refills for those residents. So whether it's you or your manager or your caregiver, whoever's refilling the medi sets for each resident, that's a good time to do inventory for those medications and actually take notes down and make sure that you are refilling those medications on time. It's happened a lot. It's probably the top deficiency in any of the residential assisted living facilities. It always has to come down to medications. That's where they always have a deficiency. So medication management is very crucial, not only from making sure that you're giving the right medication to the right resident with the right dosage, but also making sure that you're staying on top of those refills and making sure that each resident is getting the right amount each time. And so for any managers out there and for any caregivers, you want to make sure that they've actually gone through the proper training. And if you have a different system in place for your medications in your residential assisted living, make sure that they're actually trained up on it and that you actually go through and make sure that they're doing things the right way, because you will get deficiencies. And if those same deficiencies keep occurring, you may eventually get fined by the state for having those deficiencies continuously afterwards. So medication management will also be very crucial, because if you give the wrong medication or the wrong dosage, it could potentially kill somebody. It could potentially take someone's life, and that liability falls on the facility, which is the last thing you would want for your facility. So those medications are very crucial when it comes to, I can't stress it enough in this video about how important it is to make sure that those medications are properly managed. And so that is probably one of those things in this business that a lot of people can't really comprehend and realize how important it is to have the right training and to have the right knowledge about medication administration and then also management. because at the end of the day, it ends up falling on the facility and whoever the manager is. The owner, in a way, gets sheltered. If they're not the manager and they actually have a manager in place, the manager actually ends up having to be responsible and accountable for everything. So if you're the manager or you have a manager in place, keep that in mind. They actually take all the hits of when there's any deficiencies. They're the ones that have to be responsible for it. So make sure that your managers are staying on top of that. And in case you're wondering, if you got multiple facilities, you may want to make sure you have a really good system in place, whether that be through software and charting or through however you want to manage it. And if you want to be there in person and you do it all on paper, that's fine and all, but at the end of the day, you're not there to actually see exactly if it's being given or if it's not being given, if a dosage or a time was skipped at some point when the caregiver is supposed to give it. You can see that through electronic software if you guys decide to go that route. And so that's why doing everything electronic is kind of more better in a way than just trying to do it all on paper charting. So keep that in mind. Whatever method you choose to do with your medication management, it's very crucial that you figure that out when you are running your facility. And another thing is, not only is medication management very important, so are the activities of daily living. You want to make sure all your residents are clean. You want to make sure all your residents are being taken care of. And so having that system down as well is very crucial. And you want to build that system. You don't want to just kind of play by ear. You kind of want to have a checklist to really go off of that each caregiver will have when it's their shift and what they're expected to do during that shift. Once you have that in place, it's a lot easier for your caregivers to get a hang of it and actually start implementing it in your care home. So, just break it down, make it simple, make it stupid simple for your caregivers, and making sure that they're being effective with their time and that they get the work done during their shift. And so it's very crucial because at the end of the day, it all depends on how many residents you have in your facility, how many people you have working there. That will all depend on how you actually break down the time and what each person's role is at what certain time. So it's very important that you work on that with your staff. Work on their strengths and also try to build them up and try to get their weaknesses better each and every single day. If they have certain weaknesses that they can't really do, try to hopefully encourage them and try to get them out of their comfort zone and allow them to, make small mistakes and allow them to be able to improve on those mistakes. So with that being said, though, medication administration, there are going to be mistakes that do happen. That is inevitable. We are humans and we don't have everything perfect. I'm sure there will at some point in time, there will be AI that will help with managing these medications and making sure that there are way less mistakes than there normally is when it's just us humans doing all of it, right? So with that being said, though, I want to just emphasize the fact that if you are doing the medication management, make sure that you are doing it through a system that you trust and that you think will benefit not only yourself and make your life easier, but also the caregivers. Keep it stupid simple. Same with the activities of daily living, also known as ADLs. Make sure you make it stupid simple for your caregivers and yourself. Make their lives easier, make your lives easier, and that the residents are being taken care of. So with that being said, though, thank you so much for all the love and support. If you have not yet, please hit the like button, smash that subscribe button. If you haven't yet, go watch all these videos up here, and I will talk to you all in the next video. God bless.